what I am showing right now is an area over here called all of your designs. And this is something that's your personal library that ultimately, after you get involved in Canva, will be something that is a huge tool for you, because you will be able to go back into designs like I do oftentimes for my radio stations here in Ketchikan, and just kind of tweak the design a little bit. So maybe you have an event every single year, like here in Ketchikan for First City Rotary, we have a duck race. And with that being said, I will just go back in and tweak that design with the pertinent information for this year. And so I'll just scroll down a little bit and you can see that I use this all the time. And not only for my radio stations, but also for Rotary. And let me see. Okay, there's one for pets. And you can literally design anything that you wish. So with that being said, we're going to create a design in a moment, but this is free, by the way, unless you choose to upgrade to a better service. And you can do that. It's roughly 14 bucks a month, and they'll offer you a free trial. But when you're creating your design, you'll have all sorts of templates available, and you can browse those by categories. And all you have to do is, when you create a design, which you can see up here on the left, is you create a design and pick what you'd like to design. There's also photos that you can use, and they have free photos, and there's also photos that you can pay for. I would recommend that you not pay for photos. So let's create a design, because that's really where the tools are that I think will be most helpful for all of you. So as you can see on the left, if you're creating a design, you can do something that's custom. For example, maybe your website has a certain dimension for a header or whatever that may be. But most oftentimes you'll use something like a Facebook post, a Facebook cover, or maybe you'll be designing a flyer. So let's think about designing a flyer. So you just click on that. That's what I want to design. And then there's all these templates that will come up. And so, okay, maybe I'm having an event, or maybe I want to do a marketing flyer. And just because it says an event flyer or a marketing flyer doesn't mean that you have to use that particular category. Maybe for your event, something that resembles that would be more appropriate for your event. And if you don't like that, you can just, all you have to do is click on it and it'll automatically fill in there. Okay, so if you don't like that, like, I don't know if I like that. So I don't like that, so let's just delete everything. Or I don't like this particular area of it, or I don't like that element. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And it's literally like playing a video game. Okay, so I don't like that, so maybe I wanna use this one. I don't know about that one either. And there's also all sorts of different flyers that have other pages. So that's a flyer. You have a promotional flyer, a business flyer. Maybe you want to use something like that, or maybe this would be appropriate for Rotary. There's also 2-page flyers. So maybe you want to create a membership brochure or something that's 2 pages. So I'm going to get out of that and go back home and go back into my designs. So I want to maybe redo a design that I have, and I'm just going to scroll down and see something that I might have for Rotary. And as you can clearly see, the possibilities are endless. Okay, let me just get down to something. Okay, so let's go right here to this one. This is something that I did for the radio station. And all I had to do is plug in those elements, and they're very easy. And so let's pretend that I wanted to change something, like, oh, something has changed this year. Maybe I don't like that, or maybe I don't like that, or that. All I have to do is delete it and upload something new. This is where your uploads come in. And you can upload your own images very easily, and just by clicking on upload your images. And as you can see, I've been using Canva for years and years and years. And so I actually find it annoying. You can create folders, but you can just scroll down and find all of the images that you've uploaded. And I apologize for my internet right now. Now let's go back to designing something. Just click on the Canva, and I'm going to create a design. Let's just do something like a Facebook post here. So the one key element when you're designing something on for a Facebook post or an Instagram post, and you can actually design animated things as well, which is really cool. But you could do, let's just go in here. So I like this design. All I had to do was click, and there it goes. I don't want that. I want to replace that. So let's go to my uploads. And again, I have my pictures. So I could go in, and let's just go down and find a people of action photo that I've used for Rotary in the past. And again, I do apologize for the fact that I have so many images, but I use this so much, and it's so easy, and it's free, which is amazing. Okay, so let's just go, I'll just put Marielaine in here. So there she is. I just clicked on it, and all I have to do is throw her in there, and it automatically resizes. You can also move this around, like maybe you don't want it over here, you can move it over there. Or if you don't like her photo, or if you want to resize it, again, it's just a very easy drag and drop. So let's say Marielaine's my friend, but I don't want to use that photo. I want to use something else. And if you hear my dog in the background, I do apologize. Let's use this photo. That's cool. There you go. It just pops right in there, which is really awesome. So I need a new photo for here. Pressing delete. And let's throw in this one. Again, drag and drop. There you go. And I'm going to choose, say, a new photo. Wait, I want to change my mind on this one. Maybe I'll just move this one down. Now see this, if you can see the icon with the 4 arrows, that's how you move stuff. Move it to the right or the left, or you can resize. And let's put some people talking in here. There you go. One thing that is very cautionary and very helpful is you're going to want to make sure that you have the proper PNG, P as in Paul, N as in Nancy, G as in George, images that you're going to download from either the Rotary website, or generally speaking, I just Google them. And a proper PNG, let's just throw this one in. And this is something that I did a design for. And so you can see it's got the transparent background. So if I want to move this up, okay, so I don't want that anymore. There you go. Just delete it. And then, oh, but that's too big. So what do? Just go to the corner, and you're going to go up there. And the nice thing about this, guys, is that you can literally just drag and drop everything. And it's so easy. And once you get your library of images, you're going to find it very, very easy to go ahead and get in there and do stuff. So I don't like these colors. So you can go up there. So I just highlighted this line and I don't like that. So they've given me some colors available, but I don't like that color either. So maybe I want to make it closer to the Rotary Foundation color. So you just click on new color as I'm circling and move scroll it over to the blue, and you can kind of eye it. And then you can put it right in there. What if I don't like this font? What if I don't like this font? All right, so you can see up in the upper left. I want to apologize. My black pug, Catch Can Jack, is attacking me right now. But I don't like that font. So you've got all sorts of neat choices over here. So be very aware of the fonts that have the crown, because the ones with the crown are the ones that you've got to pay for. So I always avoid the crowns. So maybe I just want to go and do this. And there you go. It's changed my font. And wait a second, I don't like that color. So again, I'm going to go back to, it'll already tell you right now, it'll already tell you the colors that you've already used. So if you just want to replicate a color that you've used, just click on it. And there you go. What if it's too big? Well, easy drop-down menu right here is change your size. Now, unfortunately, they used to have a custom size available, but I've noticed that they've gotten rid of that now. So on the free version, at least, you have to use what they've got. So you've got to play around with it a little bit. And then if you find that, okay, well, maybe I want to just move this whole thing up. So I don't want that there. Let me just move this over. And I'm going to move this whole thing up. And I want the Rotary Foundation down here. All right, that looks nice. And then I'm going to replicate this color. So it's really quite easy. If you'd like to add some elements, there's also some really cool elements that you can add. And I think at this point, Louise, it would be wise to probably pause for questions. What do you think? Some chat questions?
Sure, we could take a short spot, and Christina can tell us if there's anything that's popped up so far, or if anyone wants to post in the chat, we can do that. I wanted to ask you, first of all, is everything that you do yourself, Michelle, with the free version?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Christina, what do we have?
Michelle, we had a comment that this has many similarities to PowerPoint. Would you be able to highlight a few key things that make Canva different from PowerPoint?
Sure. You can do presentations in Canva. Let me get out of here. You can do presentations in Canva and then convert them. And I think it has a lot more flexibility in terms of, let me just go way, way down. I was actually able to design my entire district conference. It was a beautiful full color glossy book that we made for my district conference. And you can make it literally multi-page. And I was able to order it from an online source, Vistaprint, and it made it incredibly cheap, but incredibly sophisticated. I'm scrolling down, you can literally see how much I use this.
While you're looking for that, I can answer another question from Brandon. Brandon was wondering if we have any tips on using the right colors and logos from the Rotary brand book. And are there any pre-built Rotary templates on Canva?
There are no pre-built Rotary templates on Canva. I've got to hide this. There's no pre-built templates on Canva. However, they have been upgrading the Rotary.org website in My Rotary, and so there's a lot more tools available to you, for sure.
That's right. Brandon, for the colors and logos, if you were to go into the visual identity guidelines, which are on the right-hand side of the brand center on Rotary.org after you log into My Rotary, there's a page with all of the, I don't know the correct terminology, all of the number codes for the colors to use. So you would be able to log into Canva, create a custom color palette in your own profile and kind of save that as Rotary, and then you'd have the colors kind of at your fingertips at all times.
So the nice thing, I found the pamphlet here. The nice
Beautiful.
thing when you're doing a pamphlet is that you can, and even flyers, you can add pages. So for example, if you were thinking of doing some sort of a digital membership package or packet for new members, you can easily design something that is transferable. And you know, this was multiple pages. And the one thing from a design standpoint is you can see right here on the bottom is all you have to do is push Control-C, Control-V, go to the bottom of the next page, and it will recreate that element. So it saved a lot of time. And I would estimate that we probably saved, I don't know, at least $500 in design fees.
That looks awesome. We had another question. Canva has a new option that you can now order prints, which you can see at the top there. I think for most of us are probably where you can download your images and then get it printed locally. But do you know if you order prints where they come from?
They're going to come from an online source like Vistaprint.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know how to convert a JPEG to a PNG?
Yes. If you go online and JPEG to PNG converter, that's all you need to do is, and be careful with your source. But I have used this one right here quite a bit. And all you have to do is upload the file and it does it. So you're going to upload and then download and then upload back to Canva.
We had another question from Brandon. Are there any social media templates for social media posts? So
Absolutely.
many. So many.
Yeah, so many. If you can see on the left-hand side, so you've got Facebook cover, you've got Facebook post, you've got Facebook story, event cover, Instagram post, and there's the one for presentation for the person that was asking about PowerPoint. You can create your own logo. You can make an invitation. I mean, the possibilities are literally endless.
They've also added, I noticed in the last couple months, an animation option where you can make like, I haven't actually used it myself, but the template previews are pretty neat if you want to make like a moving something or other with moving text, which seems pretty cool.
You can do that. And I have not used that because that was a paid option. Let's see if they are changing their business model here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see there's YouTube video, slideshow video, and all the results.
I find as well as you go through the year, if it's near Christmas time, they'll have Christmas templates toward the top. If it's near Easter, they had more springtime themed templates towards the top as you're scrolling, which is pretty neat. We had a question from Ange in Mahone Bay. If you purchase a template externally, how do you pull it into Canva? And can you give us an example of what type of template you would purchase externally, maybe?
Are you asking me what kind of a template I would purchase externally?
Yeah, she's wondering if someone was to purchase a template externally, how do you pull it into Canva?
Okay, I've done that before, and I would never purchase a template externally. I have used templates from other sources where it's a huge pain. I would not recommend it, because basically what you have to do is you have to go in and cover up all of the stuff that's on that template. So I'm just going to use this design as an example. Let's pretend this was a template. And let's pretend that I couldn't change it. Well, if I wanted to cover something up, I would have to go in. And again, this is just the way that I've done it. I'd have to go in shapes, and then I'd have to go in and have this and change the color to white. And then I'd have to make it the perfect size to cover up the thing I wanted to cover up. And then I would have to make sure it's just a huge pain. I would not recommend it. They've got thousands of templates, and I would just recommend going with what they've got. So what if you don't want to use those templates? That's actually a great question. Let's go back home. Care about that.
Yeah, and this might help the creating one from scratch, I think. That makes sense.
Exactly. So if you don't, let's pretend you don't like any of their templates. Okay, so you've just got, this is a Facebook cover. You just have this, you have this blank slate, right? Well, you've got a lot of different options, which are really amazing. Maybe I want to have a background. Well, there's all sorts of neat backgrounds, so let's just throw one in here. There you go. I don't like that one, so we're having a Rotary party. Maybe I'll use this one. And all you have to do is just drag it on over and click on it. Or maybe you're having some sort of a Rotary bonfire or Rotaries on fire. Okay, so I like that background. Or maybe I just don't like that at all. Maybe I want to use my very own photo as a background. I want to use this one. Well, that doesn't seem to fit. All you have to do is drag it. And there you go. And this is something that we use because in Ketchikan, we've been doing a nightly neighborhood karaoke where people go out and they sing on their porches and their decks. And we recently changed the song. So I'm just gonna, okay, that looks good to me. Click on my Rotary Interact logo. Just drag it and drop it. The other thing is if you need more room for your event information, I'm gonna click on this. I just need to move this down a little bit. And then here's the other thing. Let's use this background photo as an example. If you want to filter this, you've got all sorts of cool effects and filters that you can use. So let's say you wanted to put some, I don't like that. And it's just a matter of clicking on it. Maybe you want that. That looks kind of cool. Or if you want to adjust the brightness. And again, just play around with it. So you've got
Michelle,
go ahead.
show us that fade option over next to the little lock, how you can fade the photo out so you can put text over top of it if you wanted to. Just above the Rotary symbol next to the little garbage can. Up a little bit more, the little, like it's a bunch of squares.
This one right here?
Nope, just above that. Next to the little lock.
I'm not seeing it, but it's, oh, hold on. There you go.
Almost by your mouse, yeah. Next to the
Yes.
lock. That's the word I was searching for, transparency.
Yeah, you can do a transparency as well. Thank you. You can do that. I don't use this a whole lot unless I've got a heavy logo situation going on. So in other words, if I've got a major event where we've got like 15 different sponsors, then and I want to add some logos, then I'm going to throw that there. and maybe you want to have that kind of artsy look or something along those lines, you can do that. But generally speaking, I haven't used the transparency look a whole lot. The other thing that you can do, guys, is you can move your photo from front to back. So let's use this one. I can do position this, maybe like I have no idea, I can't eye it. Just move it to the center. And maybe I want to move it backwards. So you have the chance to move stuff backwards. And it's just, in my mind, it's a matter of playing around with it. I hope that I'm not oversimplifying everything, but you know, a lot of times you can add multiple photos. Why don't we go for some more questions?
Yeah, guys, put your questions in. We did have one, any tricks to remove the watermark, but Kim quickly sent a little link there on how to remove the Canva watermark from your elements that you add.
So you can see I just added another photo because I changed my mind, but now it's covered up all my work. So I'm going to go back up to position, and I'm going to move it backwards and backwards again. So there we go.
How would you put text vertically?
So if I wanted to do text vertically, I'm going to click on text. And the nice thing about text is that you have a bunch of different things that you could plug in. Again, you don't have to be a major designer to, you know, to be doing this. Let's just plug this one in. And I like that. That's neat. Okay, so maybe I'm going to change that color again. Let's go with that. Again, it's already told me the colors that I did. Okay, so wild, say rotary. Well, that's too big. That's not going to work. So I'm going to make that smaller so it fits. Let's go down to, let's say a 48. Uh-oh. There we go. And again, change the color. Put that in there. If you want to make it vertical, you can change it like that. But if you want to make it vertical, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I'm the layman's person using Canva here. As far as I know, you're going to have to do it manually. And then, so these letters are super far apart. And so what you need to do is go up here, position. I'm going to highlight these. There's a thing where you can go. Let me just do it this way.
You were right the first time, I think. They have
Yeah, no, I'm trying to find the spacing thing.
I think it's the lines with the little arrow when you click on the 3 dots.
Hold on one second. I just want to make sure people get this. So I'm going to just show it a different way. Okay, so I want to type my own thing. I don't want to use their deal. So here we go. I've just picked a text to put in, and I'm going to add a heading. So Rotary Rocks, and you do too. But this is not going to fit in my space. I need it bigger, so I'm going to make it bigger. But those are too far apart for me right now. So I don't like that. So we need to make sure, I'm going to highlight those, and I need to make sure that those spacings are going to be okay. Where did the spacing thing go? That's weird.
I think it's under the 3 dots.
I know where it is. That's weird.
They moved it like in the last.
Yeah, they just literally just moved it in 24 hours. I just used this yesterday.
Yeah, they did change it since literally yesterday.
Sorry, guys. But ideally, what you can do is Rotary rocks, and you do too. It used to be right up here, and so you could, there we go, it's right there, spacing. So you can spread out your letters, which is really cool. Most people don't have to do that. Or you can make your lines go closer together or farther apart. So you've got your tools. You've got your tools in your text box right here where you can do a list. You can position your text. You could underline it, put it in italics, and you can space it. And they did move that, darn it. So make sure that you're aware of that. Again, you can also use your transparency factor if you're overlaying on something. All right, how about some more questions?
Perfect. We have one. Is there a specific type of file, I guess a file type, you need to save these as to be able to use them on Facebook or on a website?
Fantastic question. Okay, so let me go back to, so we're actually looking at something that's decent. Let me go back to all my designs. Let me find a good one. Okay. I'm gonna do this one as a contest that we did for all the kids that didn't get to have prom. So this is a Facebook post, and like, wow, that's really cool. I want to use that. I want to use that on Facebook. So I'm going to download it as a PNG. And you can adjust the size, but generally speaking, I just download it. So there we go. And you're done. Make sure up here where I just highlighted at the very top in the middle, make sure that you title your design appropriately. Now let's pretend, we'll go back to my designs. Let's pretend that you needed something printed. Like I need something printed right now. I'm just gonna pick something random. Okay, so I need something printed right now. And I'm gonna have that done locally because I'm gonna be shopping local. And I need to download that. Might be too big of a file, actually. There we go. Yeah, this is a huge file because this is like 17 pages long. Let me get out of here and get a better one. All right, let's just download the flyer for this. All right, so I'm gonna have an event, and I'm going to be plastering posters all over town, but I'm gonna have it printed locally. So you have an option of doing a PDF print or a standard. You could do a JPEG or PNG. I always do PNG for Facebook or web or whatever, but you can do PDF print, and then you can also do a PDF standard. If you're not a pro, let's not go into the video, the GIFs, and the animation yet. Just keep it simple.
Do a discussion on those in a few weeks, maybe.
Right? Okay. What other questions?
How do you, where did it go? I think I had it right. How do you download, if you were to make a logo, how would you download it with a transparent background?
PNG. I'm going to download it as a PNG and see right here, transparent background, but that's part of the paid deal.
Guys, fire away your questions. I think we've gotten all of them so far.
I have a question on the free version. What are the limitations in the free version?
The limitations in the free version are certain designs, the inability to do anything animated, as well as the ability to use their photos. I'm going to show you another quick cool place. It's called PNG Tree, and this is free. And you can go and look for PNG images. And I'm just going to pick up something random. And you can look for, put in whatever you want. And they've got all sorts of graphics with a transparent background. And it's P as in Paul, N as in Nancy, G as in George, tree.com. And you can just download this. And there's a limit per day. But you can look for whatever you want. Let's see if Rotary's even in here. I don't think it is, last time I checked. But there's all sorts of different things. And you can also do photos. So food, let's just do food. So you could do a food logo, food menu, food photo. Well, actually, let's do this person eating. So there's all sorts of different things. You can do PNG images, and then they're all going to be free for download.
And Michelle, there's the free one, but then there's also the opportunity for not-for-profits to subscribe. Does that give the sort of similar or the same as what the typical paid version would be?
For PNG or Canva?
For Canva, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth there.
You know, I can't answer that. I appreciate you asking that. I believe that they do have one, but since I have commingled my accounts with my radio stations, I felt that it was not ethical to take advantage of a nonprofit rate.
Right. I think some of our clubs have, and probably some folks on the call have done that. I'm not sure. Kim, have you done that with your club to get the typically subscriber version through the not-for-profit angle?
Yeah, so it's the equivalent of the pro account. So if you were to pay out of pocket, it would be what you get as a nonprofit is the same as their pro account. But I don't know outside of Canada how it works. I know in Canada you can apply for that. I'm not sure for anyone on the call in a different area.
Okay. And so within Canada, you just need your CRA number, Canada Revenue Agency number, to show that you're a not-for-profit. And Paul is saying it works all over the world. So there we go.
Awesome.
So anybody that wants to go that direction, that's another option for you.
Well, and it's super cheap. I mean, what's the nonprofit rate? I mean, the pro rate, last I checked, was like $14 a month.
So I think the not-for-profit rate is
The nonprofit one is free for the pro version.
Oh, well then, my goodness.
So if you do have charitable status or a foundation, then you can apply. If you don't, if you do want to use a template that costs money, they're usually only like maybe $2 or $3.
Yeah.
They're not much.
I was gonna try and pull up one that, let's see.
They used to have all different prices on different things, but they've since changed that, I believe. But anything in the that has the little crown in the corner, that means it's you can keep designing with images from the pro version, but when you try and download it, it will make you it'll force payment, and it'll put the little lines over your design, so you can't, like, screenshot it. And
so just to show folks on here, you can see the one on the left that I'm around right now. You can see it says free. And then if you go down, usually you have to scroll down a little bit, and then it will give you the little crown. And it used to be like $1.
yeah.
And are there limitations on the length of the video if it's free?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Are there limitations on the length of the video if it's free?
You know, I've never used the video. There are other free services that I have used videos, and I apologize for not addressing the video issue because I've had video editors at my disposal, so I haven't had the need to use it.
Well, I just mean like the video itself. I'm not talking about video within the video, but the length of this video, if we're going to make videos, are you limited to say 1 minute or 3 minutes or anything like that in the free version?
More than likely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it depends. I'm looking right now, and thank you for bringing this up because I've never used it. So for example, these aerial shots that are free, this one's 15 seconds, this one's 29 seconds. You know, it just depends on what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the whole video itself, the whole Canva video. Are you limited to a certain number of minutes if you're using the free version?
I would not, if, in my professional opinion, I would not be using Canva for my video production.
They're more like small animations that you can use. Like if you had text and you wanted to make like something, do a little swirl, or it's still like clip art kind of stuff.
I'm not talking about the content. I'm just talking about the overall length of your presentation. Are you limited to so many minutes, or can you have a 40-minute presentation like you can with PowerPoint?
I would think not.
You can't.
You're not using video clips, though. You can do whatever you would the same as PowerPoint. It can be as long as you want if you're just using text and so on.
Are you sure about that? I had somebody had said that there was a time limit on them if it's free. Like I think the number I heard was 2 minutes, but I haven't got that verified.
I'm just taking a look here in their help section. I can't seem to.
I wouldn't. Bob, I would not be using Canva for any sort of video production. I just pulled up a presentation where you can add a new page. So if you wanted to, you know, make a presentation, this one's 26 pages long, which you can easily convert to Google Docs and PowerPoint. I've done that multiple times. But in terms of inserting video, you would have to wait until you got inside Google Docs, which
Okay,
is.
so I don't think I'm making myself very clear. I apologize. I'm not going to put any video in my presentation. It's all going to be stills and whatever the template is. But in terms of the overall presentation, are you limited on the number of minutes? Can you, or can it be as long as you want if it's the free version?
No, because you're not adding minutes, you're adding pages.
Okay, so there's no limit on the number of minutes or how long it is when it's playing.
I think the limit for your number of minutes depends upon your audience. I mean, you can have as many pages as you want. I mean, if you're like Speedy Gonzalez and you have 180 pages in your presentation and it takes you 15 minutes, you're still good to go.
Okay, so there's no limitation in the free version that way.
No.
Bob, if you were going to do a presentation in Canva and design it in here, what I would think you would do is probably have it downloaded so that you can present it elsewhere. You can present directly from the internet, though, from the little present button up in the top corner, though, as
Right,
well.
in the upper right. But I wouldn't recommend it. I throw it in. I throw it in Google Docs every single time.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. No. So you don't present right off
No.
Canva.
No.
You can, but I
I
wouldn't.
see what you're asking. You can, but I wouldn't do it.
And why is that?
For me, it's a personal preference. I just prefer to present out of Google Docs, but that's just me.
Well, can you move it all into PowerPoint?
I've
never done that. I've never done that.
You can. That's what I did for TLC, Bob. I don't know if you were on the line last weekend. So up where in the download section, you can download it right to, like Michelle said, to Google Docs if that's what you use. I know a lot of us over here use PowerPoint, and you can download it so you can have access to it offline.
Okay, that's cool. I know how to use PowerPoint.
Yeah, Bob, when I was doing stuff for Toronto, actually everywhere, I usually start my design here. And then RI was so particular about how they wanted their templates and everything. And I would go in Google Docs and then export it to PowerPoint. I mean, it's kind of a multi-step process, but when I'm looking at something like this, and it's just easier for me to work with and throw stuff in there and be done with it. It's just easier for me to drag and drop as opposed to having to search my entire computer for various elements.
Yeah, the animation aspects of this are fantastic. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah. Well, and I think the big takeaway, everyone, is first off, you got to get in there and play around. Secondarily, just like we discovered today, and I literally am on Canva every day for my radio stations. This stuff is changing constantly, especially with everything that's going on around the world. And people are online more, and their online presence is so very important that what you thought you knew yesterday may not be the truth tomorrow.
It's been changing a lot lately, you're right.
Oh yeah.
In a
Yeah.
good way.
Yeah, definitely in a
But
good way.
not so much that you can't find something. Like they do little small changes every now and then.
Yeah, for sure.
Any other questions, guys?
Well, I do apologize for thinking it was an hour later. Michael Caruso was like, "Hey, you're on." I'm like, "What are you talking about? That's the wrong time zone, dude." But I'm always available to answer any questions. I'm also available if you like, if you want to do a Zoom call and we can, walk one-on-one through creating a design for you. I'm happy for that. Generally speaking, due to my regular job, after 1 p.m. Alaska time is best for me, or super early morning, but I'm willing to make anything work.
That's fabulous, Michelle. We greatly appreciate it. I just saw somebody put in the chat that you made it look very easy, and that was the intent, that we just give people a little overview tonight to see how easy it is, and to inspire people to raise the bar on their Facebook posts and on their website posts and on all of the other sort of flyers and things, as you pointed out. We're going to be working on an annual report fairly soon, and so I'm going to be looking to some of the folks on this call to help with the design for that, to do something really amazing. So I think we're all saying that if folks are saying they want to play with it and are really appreciative. So
Well, have fun.
And the timing was fine. We had a little conversation at the beginning, and it was nice to meet people from as far away as Honduras. So we're delighted to have had the opportunity. And I don't know, Christina, if anything else has popped up. Otherwise, we'll say goodbye to Michelle and thank her very, very much. And if anybody wants to stay on for some additional questions or some comments, we've got a couple of folks, obviously, who have some pretty good skills locally, and we'd be happy to stay on for a few more minutes if anybody wants to hang on. But thank you, Michelle, for taking the time to join.
No, thank you. It was an honor to be asked.